Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome back. Welcome back to Show Business. This is the Monday. No, this is the March 1st through March 3rd edition of Show Business. I am CP of YouTube fame, Willie Screedia.
And I am Dino of YouTube fame. Wait, what did I say? YouTube? Anyways, the Late Late Horror Show.
And hello, I am Lindsey of My 2 Cents of Nonsense. And yeah, that's me.
And I'm Peter from the Bearded Movie Guy and the Daily Beard, which are for all your daily goodness of beardness.
Yeah. So we're a little chuckle heavy because we just did 20 minutes for no audience. Apparently, apparently we might be doing it again.
No, we're live.
We're there.
Okay.
We're live.
All right. So this isn't a false alarm. to the nobody that saw us the last 20 minutes. You didn't miss much.
Oh, there were laughs.
Yes.
Yeah. So the weekend that was the last gasp for winter. Even though there's snow on my front yard, it's unofficially summer season coming up, and there I'm getting a notification. Look at that. So Medea's special family funeral was in first place as of Friday night. Friday night it was ahead by like 5 million. And I think Dino, you and I said something like, "What's going on here?" And everything seemed to course correct, and all was right in the universe.
Yes.
And How to Train Your Dragon recouped and won first.
Yeah, first. What the hell are you drinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Third,
We know what he's drinking. It's vanilla Coke.
Yes,
we
know that.
Million, right? It was 30 million?
30 million. 30
yes.
million.
That's what it was. I wanted to say 30, but
Tyler Perry had 27, and that means we're going to get another Tyler Perry movie.
No, but, apparently this is it for Medea.
Well, we'll see.
How many people say that though, and then they go on and do something else? You know.
He's at home right now going,
Medea
it made
versus
27 opening weekend. Oh, maybe there's that other script I got in a drawer over there.
The
It's
MCU.
Medea versus she gets out of hell and then fights Jason in space.
Yeah, no.
Oh no!
But then a big drop off on third, right, CP?
Yeah, third is Alita, which just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Fourth was Lego Movie 2,
Drinking some
and then
margaritas.
fifth was an interesting little scramble there. Fighting with My Family ended up taking fifth. Sixth, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was 175,000 that separated the lot of them. So it was Fighting with My Family 5. Green Book came back for a hot minute there, coming in sixth.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was this morning when I checked it. It said it was in fifth place, but I guess it got bounced just a little bit.
Yeah, the estimates kind of.
But that Oscar money, man, that's
like
the thing.
$90,000. Yeah.
Has made, I don't know how much Green Book has made since being relaunched in the theater, but it's
39 million.
Since its relaunch.
Really?
Just saying.
No.
Those are wrong numbers, people.
I wouldn't I wouldn't be shocked. It's at least made 20 or 25 million extra because of the Oscar run. And
Give me a moment. I will find out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
get me
might be
eighth
close to
place while you're at
20.
it too.
8th place
Yeah,
is
there's a
Greta.
question. Who won the Oscar pool, CP? For those who don't know, there was an Oscar pool where you there was a draft that you had to pick.
The Oscar fantasy draft.
Yes, who
Dino
won
and
that?
Luke tied.
Again? What
Yeah.
the frick?
Last year, Luke and Brian tied.
Lomax died.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure. They're gonna have to just fight to the death or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Luke,
so
though, man, eh?
Yeah, Luke just can't get over the hurdle.
Yeah,
He's good,
well,
but
yeah,
not
he
good
keeps
enough.
on winning, like, at least.
Tying. He keeps tying. It's not the
Tying.
same. Go on, Lindsay.
I apologize. I wish I could have played with that. It sounds like it was a good year. When are we considering the Oscar run for?
Well, when it came out of theaters to when it went back in theaters.
Well, here's the thing. It came out in theaters November 16th, and it doesn't seem to have left theaters. Like it's got a weekend. It's got weekend numbers from what, unless I'm missing an obvious one here. It looks like it's
theater
been
counts.
Okay, so there we go.
2641.
No. It would go down and then go back up.
Yeah. So it started at 25, I guess, a limited release, but then it was up in the thousands and then the hundreds, and then it looked like it went. Oh yeah, then it goes back up to 2,500 January 25th. That makes sense because that's a month before the Oscars. That's about when they usually announce it, correct?
Yeah.
So let's call the jump in the Oscar. Let's call the Oscar push then. So that's here. You guys talk for a minute while I do some maths.
Okay.
What was in 8th? Dino?
Greta.
Greta. Yeah.
Wait, what was in 7th then?
Isn't it romantic?
Oh,
Yeah.
So there was a whole bunch of things that swapped around.
From 6th, 7th, and 8th, it only was separated by like 100,000, roughly.
Wow.
Yeah. As of last night, as of Sunday night, what was it? Green Book was in 5th.
Oh,
It Isn't Romantic was in 6th. Greta was in 7th, and Fighting with My Family was in 8th. So Fighting with My Family ended up being in 5th.
Yeah.
Leapfrogged,
Yeah. Everything got mishmashed. I'm telling you, those estimates. You know, if the money's tight enough, it's don't go on that.
No.
By the way, I have a story for Isn't It Romantic once I'm done with some maths. So.
Does that mean I have to talk about Greta? Because
just spitball for another minute while I do this.
Arf. All right, so I saw Greta this weekend.
Oh, congratulations, CP.
Did you like it?
Nope. There's a reason it didn't do well at all. It's pedestrian at the very least. It's not good. You know what? Let me take that back.
Oh.
It's just what's the matter?
Take it back. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. If you've never seen something like Fatal Attraction, insert thriller here.
Yeah.
It might be okay, but like with a general movie knowledge, it's just like, all right, so this is gonna happen. Oh, so this is gonna happen. The script is weak. It's really.
Is this going to be featured in next year's Stalker Month on Emily's?
Yes, it is.
Like, because it's a stalker film, basically, right? Like, that's what it is.
I can't wait 12 months.
It's just we're gonna shoot something. Because Emily wanted to film it for this past month. Thank you. And it came out March 1st. Stalker Month on Emily's Adventures in Harland is in February. And so we were exactly one day too late. So she's going to do something all slapdash and whatever. But it'll be the first one for next year.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's the main reason we watched it. Yeah. Not very good. Not very good at all. But good to make
I have been watching her channel, and like, man, her videos are great. So yeah.
Why can't Chloe Grace Moretz do something good?
I know.
She was in Suspiria for 38 seconds.
I didn't see Suspiria.
She was in Equalizer for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's when she's best, when she's not really being focused on.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, if you guys watch 30 Rock, I really liked her little rivalry with what's his name. So here I've got math.
Hey.
She's a throwaway character. She's a reoccurring small character. She's really good though. But since the Oscar push, as we're calling it,
since the buzz started.
Who said 25 million? By the way, was that you, Dino?
I think I said 25.
There's 26, so very close. I did a little bit of rounding, so it was probably maybe 27, 28, but still, very, very close. And what's funny is the first weekend it got the huge jump up in theater numbers again. It made the most money it made at $5,488,000. But then this last weekend, a week or 2 weeks after the Oscars now, it made the second most it's made since its release with $4.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do say if a movie gets nominated for an Oscar
and wins,
when they win, they get a.
If it gets nominated, you're looking for an extra 10 million. Usually, if it wins, you're looking at an extra 20 to 30 million in box office gross if they release it. So at least I heard that's a thing from years ago, back when the King's Speech came out and stuff, and they re-released that and stuff. But it seems to be holding pretty steady. That's if you win and they re-release, you get an extra 20 million. So
interesting.
Yeah, so I had a joke 20 minutes ago about the MCU, and I just wanted to call it the Medea Cinematic Universe. and now that's long set sail. Now I feel Lindsey. Okay.
My mic sounds strange.
So,
well, I didn't want to say nothing, but yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
What's up, Cecil? I don't know if he's still here. Probably did a drive-by. Ben Grimm, hi. Blue Madness, hello. Sandra, hello. Daniel, hi. How are you? And we're caught up.
Is that better? By the way, how do I sound now?
Sounds better.
Okay, cool. I did readjust the mic. But okay, I've got a fun story about it. Isn't it romantic?
I can't wait.
And it's YouTube related, actually, so it's actually very relevant for everything here. Who knows who Lindsey Ellis is?
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been around for a while. She started out on Channel Awesome. She calls that the dark times, but what are you going to do? And, you know, she's a pretty big YouTuber. And Isn't It Romantic used a clip from a video she did back in 2012 as like a throwaway gag on a phone without her permission.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
How dare
And, you know...
Hold on. Isn't that... What's her name, Steele?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer steals
Wrong
clips.
blonde.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I guess Rebel Wilson too.
What works for her so well?
I guess. The amusing thing about this for me is how, you know, this isn't that big of a deal. Like, if you go back and you look at copyright law and the history of, like, cases that have been tried and stuff, like, Seven was sued for copyright infringement because of some pictures that were just, like, sitting in a frame in a table, or, like, someone had in their hand for a second that the artist didn't give the movie permission to use, but because it was such a background feature, it's such a small little detail, and it didn't mean anything, and most people didn't even notice it, and even the people that did notice it might not even recognize it, the judge threw it out saying it's not copyright infringement.
Yeah.
And it's almost a kind of similar thing here, at least it seems to be, because it's such a small thing, but because she's a YouTuber, and she constantly has to be fighting against people.
Sure.
Exactly. So it's like the irony fairy has come home to roost here, and a YouTuber might have a chance to sue a movie theater for violating copyright laws, and I find that delicious.
Yes, I do too. Kind of give me some moose inside of that. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean,
my gosh.
It'll probably get thrown out like the Seven thing, but it's still amazing that we've come here. That's incredible.
So you didn't see the movies? We're getting...
No, fuck the movie. I've got no interest in it. But...
The horror show said she should copyright strike the movie.
Oh, that'd be so dope if she could. I mean, maybe she could, because, you know, movies end up on YouTube. Is there a way to put a copyright strike on a movie you pay to watch?
You have 30 days to dispute it.
But the summer will be over. No more summer blockbusters.
Hey, why is your chat loading and mine's all frozen on Daniel Hammond? How are everybody doing this weekend? What is going on?
We badmouthed YouTube in a way, so now we're feeling
like the consequences of YouTube. Streaming.
So like I said, we saw Greta. Nothing worth talking about. It was no shock to me. I think, I don't think I had it high in my projections. But it's
good for you.
I thought it was going to be around 4 or 5, but I was obviously wrong on that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was on set actually a lot of this week, so I didn't see anything. So good for you for seeing me.
Busy set, man. I was on set all week, so I had to be
I was sitting upon a toilet this week.
Lindsey will soon be shitting on us. He's got a...
Actually, you guys want to hear a fun set story?
Sunset to go right off into.
No set story? Okay, no worries. It's been super cloudy and rainy and weathery here in LA, unusual way. And so everyone on the set was wearing sweaters and stuff like that. But then the sun peeked out from a cloud for literally 2 hours, and it went up to 70 degrees, and we all got sunburned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Because we planes in the air.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what happened.
Of Aviator when they were waiting for clouds because of.
That's what happened when me and my family went to the lake this past summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got sunburnt, and
the 3 guys who
about
are
an hour
in the snowbelt don't have any sympathy for you.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, we pranced through the field. We went fishing for a good half hour, and on to the movies. Go on.
What?
But the entire time you're telling that story, Dino, I just heard the Andy Griffith Show theme in my head.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh crap! We just got copyright strike.
Oh man.
I don't. Was that a story? Was that a joke? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
That was a
Nobody knows
Dinoism.
what
It was all about the sun
Inconsequential detail.
summer. Yeah, there you go.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Dino, since you want to talk, have you seen anything somewhat recent in the last couple of days, last week or two?
No, I haven't.
You can say no if you haven't. It's fine.
No, I haven't. I mean, what the hell's been out really that's worth seeing? I hate to say, but you know.
Not Greta, that's for sure.
No, not
Look,
Medea.
you want to see Lego Movie 2, the second part?
No, not really.
Oh yeah, look at this. I'm so behind. I'm sorry. So
I'm so front, and I'm not sorry.
Man, I'm so far behind.
Ooh, what?
Luke died today. Luke?
Yeah, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Oh, Luke Perry. I'm like, Luke, I just spoke to him like an hour ago.
52 years old.
Like, I said something about like the draft and like how Luke he keeps on winning, and then it's like Luke died today, and I'm like, Luke died today, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry, 52 years old.
I know.
That's right. The guy from Prodigy did too.
Yeah, he died too.
Wait, what?
The
guy
lead
from
singer of Prodigy died.
Twisted masturbator.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie for a second. I was like, wait, who from Prodigy died? And why are you using the Prodigy as the thing to say that they're dead?
Right. Because the Prodigy's like way up there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Like maybe somebody killed the kid because the movie's so
Super
bad.
chat just showed up.
John
my God.
Kyle, you're not at a
John-
bar, are you, John? Anyways.
John, I'm sorry if I messed up your live stream the other night with my drunk texting. Stop. That's ridiculous, John. It was more than welcome. Appreciate it. Annoying Orange is going to copyright strike CP's hat. If you're listening, I'm wearing a really obligatory orange hat that matches my shirt.
It looks like
It looks like a Goku. Like you're very Goku tonight. if we're
Yeah,
going anime
he looks
here.
like a
Goku?
creamsicle.
Oh, from Dragon Ball Z, the orange, the main guy is orange.
So look,
Anyway.
I'm on market. I'm
I know.
the new Coke orange vanilla.
orange coat. How is that, anyways?
It tastes like a creamsicle. It tastes like orange up front, and then it has a creamy aftertaste.
Yum.
And you know how I like creamy aftertaste.
Oh yeah, I mean, swish it around a bit, gargle, spit it out.
Oh,
So
geez.
you haven't seen a film, anything worthwhile in the last.
No, I'm waiting until we start talking about this bitch.
right.
I mean, Brie Larson.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so yeah.
Strong words.
Okay.
Did you manage anything in between your set life?
I did not get a chance to see any movies. I did rewatch Bandersnatch. Has anyone watched Bandersnatch?
We don't talk
No.
about TV shows here.
Oh no, it's a pseudo movie.
I saw some Snatch over the weekend.
You saw some.
Is that?
I
Oh,
think
Bandersnatch.
Radical
Okay,
started
I'm
seeing
sorry.
That's the one with you pick the ending. That's the,
Yeah, it was interestingly meta, and Eyebrows Kid from Maze Runner and We Are the Millers was in it, and he had a British accent.
Yeah,
Eyebrows
because
kid.
he's British, isn't he?
I guess, yeah, I didn't know that.
He's British
Yeah.
in real life.
So that kind of threw me off.
I can't
but,
remember what his name is.
Will
but I know
Poulter.
you're talking- Will Poulter. I was like, it's Will something. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Poulter. Yeah, he's British.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird, fun experience. It's worth at least doing once. If nothing else, just
Like anal.
No.
Oh my God! Is this the kind of show we're making today, guys?
Listen, we're
Yeah,
off the rails already, so might as well
We are all
Like a
over the
steer
into
place.
the ground.
So yeah, we mentioned Brie Larson. Should we talk about the?
Hold on. We got to
superhero
talk
movies
about
we're
what
in?
I saw in the theater. I haven't
Oh,
gotten
okay,
there.
okay.
Oh shit! Oh,
Go, Peter.
Absolutely.
what did you
nothing.
see?
You really
No.
say nothing? Did you fucking?
Yeah.
You trained us
I
to
just
say
did-
nothing?
Actually, it's funny. I was supposed to see last weekend. I was supposed to see Alita Battle Angel for work,
Mm.
and the guy canceled on me.
Me too. Hi.
And yeah, the guy I usually take out canceled on me, and I realized I was totally okay with that. Which I thought I would be more looking forward to seeing it twice, but I apparently was fine with it. So like I didn't like that movie nearly. Like I'd like that movie, but I was fine not seeing it twice in the theater, which I thought I was going to be way more hyped for it. So that's interesting. But anyway,
Not a good second watch at the movie theater.
We saw Greta over Saturday. We didn't see it opening night. But I saw something that's getting a lot of, maybe it's just my connection with the horror community. Perhaps I'm in a couple of metal circles, but this movie called Lords of Chaos, which got a digital release about a month ago, finally watched it over the weekend, and boy, it kind of stuck with me. Like, it's based on true events, and they come right out and say that some of it's true, some of it's lies, because it's based on hearsay, because it's about a bunch of teenagers that do some pretty gnarly stuff.
Norwegian black metal.
True Norwegian black metal.
There you go.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
Like none of that phony stuff. It's only the true stuff here.
So I'll spoil the first act climax. One of their lead singers commits suicide, blows his head off, and one of the bandmates decides, let me get a camera before I call the police, and takes a photo. And that's the album cover.
Album cover for their next release.
Their fucking lead singer, like,
is
legit.
This real?
It's a fictional film, but that really happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not the pinnacle of all this chaos. It gets straight, like it's.
There's a murder. There's
a bunch
jail sentence. There's
multiple murders. Do you know?
No, right. Yeah, religious.
Stuff done to churches, like it's really out there, and it's just stuck with me, and it's a shame that it just doesn't get a theatrical release because, well, maybe not because, for as much as I harp on Bohemian Rhapsody being too soft, this movie perhaps is a little too hard. like, can you find a sweet spot, guys? Like, Bohemian Rhapsody is just a fucking, a soundtrack. That's all it is. Where this is just like, I don't even remember if there was music in this movie. It's just...
There was music
It was Norwegian death metal.
Yeah, true Norwegian death metal.
You guys ever hear of a movie called Deathgasm?
Yes.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
This sounds like the real life version of Deathgasm.
There really is a lot of truth. Behind the movie itself.
Right.
There are people who they're fictionalizing a bit, and the story is really there. It's a little bit different, but.
So Sandra in the YouTube chat says, taken from Mayhem, I talk to Varg online sometimes.
Yeah.
Varg was in jail for over 20 years for committing murder.
Yes.
What?
And is out.
Has a big YouTube channel, but...
Yeah, no, I've stumbled across that in my trying to properly process this film. It's like, I can't wait for somebody else to watch it just to talk with Emily.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, I have that problem with Rubber, where it's like I had no one to talk to. Yeah, the tire movie. I was like, I watched it and I was like, no one I knew had seen it. And I'm just like, I really want to talk about this movie, but no one's like, yeah.
Well, it protects you from STDs. I know that much.
Yeah. Hey, Robert the Rubber Tire.
Oh, go.
Sandra, that's fascinating.
It made me. It's what you just said about how it's based on a true story, but obviously things have been changed. There's a movie that I watched years ago that I've watched lots of times with young people because it's a Christian movie and stuff, but it's called Extreme Days. But at the very beginning, there's the quote that comes up that says, "This movie, everything in this movie is true except for all the facts. They've been changed to make it more entertaining." I'm just like,
that's pretty good.
That's cool. I like that.
Well, Vice said something like that, where it's like, we're talking about one of the most secretive people to ever live. So we did the best we could.
Yeah.
And then there's like one scene where like they don't know how the conversation went, so they're literally just reading Shakespeare at each other at the eye. Yeah. It's like this movie. I don't know. I like that movie.
Yeah. So there's not much. Dragon did it again. Medea.
I'm hearing such mixed things about it. Like, I want to see How to Train Your Dragon, but it's like a lot of people whose opinions I trust are saying it's really not very good.
Yeah.
There's a weird year for family films so far, because Lego, like, I would have figured that would have done.
Lego hasn't done nearly as well as I thought it was going to.
Right.
Yeah. Lego Movie's actually on its 4th week. Alita's on its 3rd week, and Alita's only 20 million behind Lego.
Yeah, that's scary.
Which and Alita hasn't done particularly well, so that's saying something.
And I like the first Lego. I like Lego Movie too. I mean, but it just didn't have the pizzazz, and like maybe I really am just fatigued on Chris Pratt. Like I don't know. It just something
Lego Batman was good.
Lego Batman was
Lego Batman was really good. I think it's people were so unprepared for how great Lego Movie was because they were so like thinking it was going to be this emoji type movie, and then when it was as smart as it was and like hit you in the feels as much as it did, it was just like, what? This is a good movie, and like, but people are onto that now, right? So it's like it's less of a shock. So,
Sandra in the chat's asking about Happy Death Day to You. What about it?
Oh, there's a movie like that still? I didn't think that was out in theaters anymore.
I loved it.
Oh, Sandra, you're asking what place it was in? I don't know if it made the top 10.
No, in 10th. It came in 10th.
Yeah. And what's it? It's its third week, fourth week.
Third week.
Yeah.
2.4.
Yep.
Yep. Not. I don't think it has it made the opening weekend from last year for the original.
No, actually, technically it hasn't.
That's
because it made 26.
Yeah, that's bad. Not good.
Saying something, yeah. I don't know what's going on.
My 2 cents and nonsense in the chat said, "Love Happy Death." Oh, never mind.
So, something that if it makes only 26 million, people are going to be running around with their heads on fire, is this weekend's upcoming film, All Alone by Itself.
Could you imagine?
Oh man,
brother.
Appointment television, if that were the case, but I think on pre-orders alone they have that.
Right.
Captain Marvel comes out Friday, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this tame little nothing movie that nobody's talking about.
Really?
Why doesn't she smile?
Yeah.
It is funny because I watched...
Because she's got so much hate. For the white man! Anyways.
Like, I have a question. Like, I'm probably... I don't know. Am I the biggest comic book geek in this group out of the four of us?
Probably. I think you've read the most, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Captain Marvel.
I don't know anything about the history of the comic or the character. I don't know anything about the character, but I know the history of the comic and its connection to Shazam, and I love how
I know about the fact that they've literally changed the name of Captain Marvel from DC because they're like, yeah, this is just going to confuse people. Let's just call him Shazam because people think he's called Shazam anyways because that's what he says. So, like, to become the superhero, but like.
And it's even more confusing because like there's a DC animated show that I watch very casually that I like, and they always call him Captain. I'm like, why are you calling Shazam Captain? Before I learned the story, obviously. But
she's cute, but I look at the poster, I look at her, and I'm like, man, that's our next superhero here, Captain Marvel. I don't know. Doesn't look almighty. Let's take conquer the universe type thing. I don't know. Is it just me, guys? It probably is.
I'm excited for the movie. I like what they're doing with the time and the stages of her life. All that looks interesting to me, especially because she's supposed to have amnesia and stuff. But I am hearing very mixed things. I'm hearing that she's actually kind of miscast.
Yes, that's the vibe I get.
Yeah, I've heard from several people that she doesn't blend the character as well as she could have, which, yes, she didn't. That's a fair criticism. It is. I'll wait till I see the movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's just strange that there's, I mean, whether or not it's related, it still looks funky. That the Rotten Tomatoes thing, they decide on the heels of Captain Marvel getting all this, what do they call it? Review bombing? Whatever.
Yeah, review bombing. Yeah.
Trolling,
where
whatever you want to call it.
They give it shitty scores without even seeing it. So Rotten Tomatoes goes ahead and makes that go away, that you can't review a movie prior to its release. Like, I don't know if that's going to prevent much of the hate, but you just wait a week.
Yeah, it's not... The thing is, like, you can still just wait until the movie comes out, and then you can say whatever the frick you want on Rotten Tomatoes, pretty much, from what I understand. So.
Also, I guarantee you Rotten Tomatoes is probably want to get rid of that feature for a while. This is probably just the excuse to finally do it. Be like, oh, hey, let's do that thing we've talked about. It was like just back burner.
Plus, I wouldn't be shocked if Disney was just like, hey, cut that crap out.
Possible.
Like, I think they're riding a wave of... I think
actually, you know what? Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Warner Brothers, so maybe they wouldn't do that just in order to make sure that Disney looked bad. I don't know. Get a tinfoil hat conspiracy.
It's just strange that there's so many things that I think have just been blown out of proportion. And I said this over the weekend, like it seems like Ghostbusters 2016 all over again.
Yeah. Oh, it totally is. It totally.
A whole lot of shit being spread around for a movie that 99% of the public hasn't seen. Yet there's all this rearranging the deck chairs in the Titanic, and it's just like, guys, what's the problem?
So Anto in the chat says, "What is Captain Marvel supposed to be? The female Captain America?" No, she's not.
No.
Like, here's the thing. So I was saying I don't know much about her, but I've learned about her, and she's supposed to be this, according to whoever you want to talk to, and according to Kevin Feige, the guy in charge of the cinematic universe, she will be the strongest Avenger.
Ugh.
So she's supposed to be stronger than Thor and Hulk, and like Captain America isn't technically close to being the strongest Avenger, but he's just
I want to see Brie Larson beat the shit out of all of them.
But
I thought it was Vision. I thought Vision was supposed to be like the deal.
Yeah, but Vision's not there anymore right now, so
yeah.
But no, she's supposed to be the strongest of it, and I'm just really. Here's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna go a little geeky and a little annoying on you, but if we go back to 2007, okay, before Iron Man came out, and we went to a mall and got 1,000 people and just said, "Hey, what is Iron Man's secret identity?" I guarantee you, most people wouldn't have been able to say Tony Stark.
Right.
Comic book geeks, no problem. I knew Tony Stark. But 1,000 people, random people, different ages, most of them would have gone, "I have no clue," right? Cut forward to now,
right,
and go, who is Captain Marvel? If we would have asked people that 6 months or a year ago, they would have gone, "I have no clue who you're talking about." And the most common review would have been, "Oh, that guy with the lightning bolt in his chest," because that's people know him as Shazam, as Captain Marvel, right? It's Sandra's saying, what are her powers anyways? It's incredibly vague what her powers are. Like, she can blast things out of her hands.
She's got a bunch of powers.
She has Rogue's powers from X-Men plus the energy projection.
Yeah, like Rogue in the X-Men comic, if you're super geeky, Rogue can fly. Like, Rogue is an X-Men who can fly and do all these things.
She steals powers.
Yeah, she basically absorbs people's powers, and she stole that from Captain Marvel. She basically put Captain Marvel in a coma and stole all her coolness.
Yeah.
So she's Bella from Twilight.
Basically, yeah. No, so it's I still don't know. And I watched this video yesterday by this guy, YouTuber that I've never heard of before, and he literally isn't a movie guy, but he's a comic guy, and he's like, let me tell you about my take on this whole Captain Marvel thing. And he's like, I don't know who Brie Larson is. He goes, I've never seen a Brie Larson movie. He goes, I didn't know who she was until I looked her up. He goes, so I have no preconceptions about her, only what I've read since from. And he goes, but then he goes, let me tell you. He goes, I know about Captain Marvel. He goes, people don't like Captain Marvel. They don't like their character. She's not a popular character. Why are they making part of the thing? And it's
yes and no. Because I didn't know jack shit about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And, word of mouth got me to go see that.
No, totally.
God, that's a different concept and movie from Captain
Same thing
Marvel.
with Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I didn't know anything about.
What he's saying is people in the comic community don't like her. Don't like the character of Captain Marvel. So he's like, it's weird that they decided that they're pinning all of, she's going to be the person to beat Thanos, because she's going to be the strongest Avenger, on someone that generally the comic book guys don't like. It's they don't like her character, not about the fact she's a woman. They don't like the character of Carol Danvers, which is, so I don't. It's just,
I'm gonna beat you up, Thanos.
It's a whole bunch of weird stuff there. I don't know.
Well,
I'm a superhero.
To me, the movie just looks not that interesting, but
sorry, guys.
There is a lot of controversy. We'll get to that, Dino. Don't worry. There's a lot of controversy just with the history of the character, because the confusion with Shazam and all of that, and then one of the most famous bullshit in comics history was tied to Miss Marvel, Avengers 200, which is, supposed to be like this big monumental moment for this, for the Avengers comic storyline. And the story is basically about Miss Marvel getting pregnant, or because she got raped by some cosmic energy thing in order to birth it from another dimension into our world. Ants? Kind of. And the Avengers... Do you know
what that joke is?
Actually, maybe I don't.
That's a Rick and Morty reference.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Oh, yes, I get it. Okay. But and here's the really fucked up part. The Avengers didn't give a shit. They're all just like, oh, baby, yay. Oh, it's an evil, horrible, otherworldly dimension. You didn't get a choice in this. And like, oh, yeah, who cares about that? Oh, baby, yeah. So I don't know about people not liking her, but she does have a very, 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 very weird history as a character.
Yeah.
Well, character aside, there's this they call it anti-SJW on the internet. And I think the two loudest voices are really just clouding, muddying the waters, because there's this, ever since Disney's had Star Wars, this anti everything that Star Wars is doing seems to get little stragglers, and it appears to be full force here with Captain Marvel with Brie Larson's choice words. She said she doesn't want white men in screeners, but she actually meant more.
Yeah,
she wanted inclusivity.
Yeah, she wanted more women. She didn't want no men. She wanted more women, and the internet misquoted her. And
she did fuck up with. I mean, out of context, it looks bad, but
like, did they misquote her, or did she misspeak? What what?
Well,
she
wanted
said
to
other
exactly
things
say. that back up the whole, 40-year-old white men, shouldn't be seeing this, whatever, the wrinkle in time or whatever shit. But she said many other. It's not just the one incident. She said things multiple times over and over. If you guys go back to even previous interviews and stuff like that, there's something a little bit deeper in what she's trying to get across here to everybody that just doesn't bode well with me. I mean, we're all trying to be equal here, and I'm all for equality. So hearing this come from anybody, I'm just sick and tired of hearing it. And
they're double standards too. There's double standards and hypocrisy. If you're gonna throw a stink about Brie Larson and things she said, why are people still going to watch Woody Allen movies? Why, Kevin Spacey, like, if you're gonna have a problem with things that the actors do, then do it wholeheartedly. I'm not saying one way or another. It just seems like there's cherry picking with things like, I'm gonna boycott this movie because Brie Larson.
Oh no, and I'm not even at that point to where I don't care about. I'm gonna go see the movie anyways, and if it's good, it's good. It's just I'm just talking like a whole separate issue of the context and what she's constantly preaching through the interviews, through blog sites or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just that's just a whole separate issue. Same with Woody Allen. I mean, does everything. Roman Polanski, all these people. The dude did Jeepers Creepers. I'm still going to see
Mel
the movies.
Gibson still makes movies.
Right. I'm still going to watch the movies that I enjoy. I definitely don't, like what they've done, or there's people out there who say I'm going to boycott everything that person does now, which I understand that too. That's a personal decision you make for yourself,
I would like to point out there's a bit of a difference between Mel Gibson and Woody Allen.
Yeah,
sure.
It's really weird to lump them together.
Mel Gibson has literally said, "Listen, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't."
Oh
do
no,
that.
I don't mean like that. Like,
no, he's at least apologized for behavior, right?
I guess the question is, what exactly is it she said that's so bad? She wants inclusivity. She wants women on equal representation for women. Maybe that's an issue I have.
Aren't they though? I mean, isn't that becoming more and more prevalent in Hollywood? I mean, doesn't there come a point where you gotta just start working at what you're doing and stop asking, begging, and complaining and complaining.
Did Brie Larson tell everybody to watch Annihilation? I don't remember.
No.
I'm just trying. Did Brie Larson tell everybody to watch Ocean's 8? I'm just trying to make sure that I have this right.
Not
if you're gonna be on this hill that says, you know what, women, fucking women, then
right,
there's a way hill.
There's a way of doing it too that it can come across in a nice way, and she's just going a different route, and it's coming off as mean, slanderous, and everything else, and I don't appreciate that. What'd he say?
Luke said, I'll go one further and say there's a big difference between the Allens and Polanskis and Brie Larson wanting some diversity. And that's what I was trying to get to, but Peter just skated over it.
No, I didn't skate over it.
Lindsey was trying to correct the point, and then you were like, I don't remember what the fuck you said, but
he apologized.
No, I was saying... Yeah. No, okay, what I was saying was the fact that, like...
I know.
One guy raped a girl and left the country and has never, like... And one guy said some bad things and apologized for it. Mm-hmm. And people are still harking on him for it. And, like, I don't know. Like, obviously Lindsey has a different opinion because he's got a face there. I'm okay with that, but...
I mean, it just... Mel Gibson's dad has said the Holocaust didn't happen. And then Mel Gibson has, on several occasions said incredibly anti-Semitic things. Yes, he's apologized, but I just find it hard to take that apology with any real sincerity.
And you have every right to feel that way too. I get it. I mean,
here's a question: who the fuck are actors to tell us what to do with society?
Amen to that.
Well, they're just.
I mean, they're media celebrity figures that people pay attention to, and the things that they do get discussed, and they get attention, and sometimes they make political movements that lead to serious change.
Yeah.
Or
sometimes, not all the time.
Or come off as racist themselves, or anti-Semitic, or whatever you want to call them.
That's true too.
And again, Brie Larson's coming off that way to me. She's not going about this thing the right way. That's my point with this.
So my point with, again, the two sides get louder and louder, and they really make it silly and murky for us that just want to watch a movie. I think we're at a point. This is very 2016 Ghostbusters to me. Mm-hmm. Regardless of everything with the film, if it's a great success, then the fucking loud complainers are going to say, oh, that's because all the SJWs supported it blindly. Right. Oh, if it sucks, then it's going to be, oh, that's because all the fucking trolls on the internet, whatever. And it's not about the movie itself at this point, and that's extremely frustrating.
We're in a day and age where everything's screwed up.
Yeah.
Anyways, this movie's going to get attention, and I think it's going to do well this first opening weekend, no matter what, good or bad, for both sides of the publicity that it's getting. So there's that for it. But what it does after that, we're yet to see. So
I think we're all in agreement too that if it's just a if it's just a movie, that could be the worst thing.
Yeah.
all that to do for nothing.
Well, what the hell? What's right after this is, I mean, they're still reshooting the New Mutants. It may not even get a theatrical release.
I heard something about New Mutants this week.
I heard it might go be straight to online.
Yeah.
I heard something.
Can you imagine that? I mean,
let me see if I can look it up.
We need to talk about Dark Phoenix too, by the way.
Yeah, and they got that for June. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on there, but I'm just still surprised with the whole New Mutants thing. I mean, Marvel going straight to digital or whatever. It's like, what are they doing? I think maybe they gave up and they're just waiting for Disney to take over. I mean, I don't know.
It's got to be what it is. I mean, just look at the Dark Phoenix, and it's such a hot fucking mess.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be intentionally trying to tank the franchise so that there's no money for Disney to be made. I don't understand. There's no other explanation for it. They're literally remaking X-Men: The Last Stand, which nearly killed the franchise.
They're going, haha, put this back together.
Like there's no other explanation. Like you got the writer from X-Men Last Stand writing and directing this one. There's several scenes that are right out of Last Stand that are already in the trailer, and they're showing characters that are going to die in the trailer. And oh my God, that Mystique makeup. Is it 1982 Star Trek?
Wow.
Like, what was that?
Hey, 1982 Star Trek was great.
I'm joking. I don't even know if 82 is a significant year for Star Trek.
I'm joking, Lindsey.
Yeah. It looks like Star Trek, the original series level of makeup.
Wow.
And for the time, that was great, but that was back in the 70s, not in 2019 or the 60s.
Luke in the chat says, who cares if it is an actor talking about what we should do with society? Being an actor doesn't make your opinion any less or more valid. Really, they just have a wider platform.
Right.
Yes, but I'm of the mentality that I want somebody who's knowing what the fuck they're talking about, not just using hot button shit. Like speaking. This is so difficult. It's you know, I don't talk about science because I don't know a fucking thing about science. Granted, I have an audience. I have more of an audience than somebody who's not sitting in front of a computer right now. But you know, I don't know what the fuck I'd be talking about, so I don't talk about it.
No, I get you. Some people should shut their mouths, but they don't. So go ahead, Lindsey.
Quote Michael Eisner from the 90s. Or I attempt to quote, but misquote. It's not our job to make art. It's not our job to change society. It's not our job to start a movement. It's our job to make money. But in the course of making money, sometimes we will make great art. Sometimes we will start societal change. Sometimes we will start movements.
And So to piggyback what I was trying to say, what I said earlier, you know, Brie Larson's all women. Like I said before, where was she when Annihilation? Great movie. Mostly female cast.
She has a life. Like who knows if she did or did not tweet about Annihilation.
All right, if she has a life, then don't be the social message warrior. Oh, I didn't want to use the warrior word. God damn it.
I'm just saying, like, it's. Have you gone through her Twitter feed? Do you know if she's promoted other movies that are women led or not? I don't know. I don't. Why does it matter? Like it
shouldn't matter either way.
There's entirely possible there's a business mentality behind her doing this. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, she's been pushing for this women thing for a while. Back when she was doing Room, her speech for her Academy Award acceptance speech for Room, and other roles that she's done in movies. Like, this isn't necessarily anything new for her as a person. It's just it's getting more attention right now because she's got a big budget, attention grabbing movie about to come out. Mm-hmm. And I mean,
well, she's brought in that into race now though too. I mean, so she's kind of growing with her.
But it's just again the inclusivity. She's not saying fuck white people. She's a white person. She's saying can we just can the driving force behind media and stories not just be the same old thing that it always is? Can we get new voices? Can we get new perspectives? Can we get new takes on things? Hey. And that's all she's trying to do. Is she saying it the best way possible? No.
Right.
But that's what she's trying to say.
But see, stuff like this comes off the wrong way, and I'm not going to be a guy who's going to sit here and just shut up when what she says sounds racist, even though she's a blonde white woman, and she's saying it to me.
Remember 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Liam Neeson and the things that he said? And the fact how we all kind of agreed that the point of the story with Liam Neeson is the way that he grew, the way that he changed.
I'm saying the same thing about Brie Larson.
Yeah. No. I'm just bringing it back around and giving it another context. It's like so.
Do you think Martin Luther King would be telling her to shut up and there's a better way of going about this? This is my point to all of this, like. News that comes out with people spewing their mouths in not a good way, which comes across, like I said, as racist or whatever you want to call it. When, equality is getting there, you know what I mean? And now people are emphasizing it so much that it's getting people like me freaking pissed off, because I want there to be equality, okay? But all that they're doing when they spew it in the hatred, it just comes across as hatred, and that's what I don't like about it. I'm going to shut up now. Go ahead.
That's the late horror show?
Yes, it is.
Hear more of his mouth?
Yep.
He makes good stuff, Nick.
Yeah. So...
No, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, though?
I do.
Hey, I love you all. I mean, that's my point. I love everybody. It's
this is actually one of my favorite subjects: artistic intent versus audience interpretation. This is a perfectly legitimate discussion to have while talking about like arts and movies and stuff like that. I'm the guy that's always saying, Tomorrowland wants to be this, but it's actually saying this, because you got to look at the text of stuff. So it is always worth trying to look things under the hood and examine whether or not it was explored in the best way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's to sum it up here real quick. I think that I want equality so much, and I want peace so much on the planet, and all that, everything, that all of this stuff that comes up, and I understand you push agendas and you can get a movement in a good way, but the hype with the, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm shutting up, guys. Go on. Let's move it on.
Hey, we got a super chat from John Kyle Stanton.
Carol Danvers was a jerk in the comics, so maybe Brie Larson is coming off like that on purpose. Yeah, selling the gimmick. That's good.
That'd be funny as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe. Mm-hmm. I do, like, one of my only real memories of Captain Marvel and any of the stuff I watched in Marvel and things is, people talking about, like, hey, literally Tony Stark saying this exact line, she's as tough as Hulk and strong as Thor, and then she goes and kind of kicks some ass, but then this is like a TV show and she never shows up again until the final episode. So I'm like, wait, so if she's that, why isn't she around more?
I think what I get a little perturbed about is again, I'll go back to it, the two ends of the spectrum, the two loud voices, whether it be somebody crying, social justice shit, or somebody, crying false equivalency with race and stuff like that. It's never that bad. Like, I can't tell you how many times I watch a movie and it doesn't register to me, like, what the people are, what the characters are. My problem is, this is art after all, and it's business, number two.
That quote I gave you, yeah, exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, again, Annihilation, great movie, female cast. Detroit, a couple of years back, directed by a woman, starring a black man. There was no. You know what? This movie needs to be nominated for Oscars because women, because black people. Like that message didn't translate. It's just, go watch this because women. Not go watch this because it's great and women made it. It's just, I don't know how to put it. It's just. I mean, the two loud voices are really fucking annoying for somebody who doesn't see things like that. I guess is I don't know.
Like, it's totally arguable that, like, this is all part of just Disney's plan to push and market the movie because they know they've got a character that people like but isn't quite as big as it could be, but then there's also the aspect of, like, how they let DC beat them so badly by getting their lady-led superhero movie out 2 years ago, mm-hmm. and they've only been doing this for 6 years, and Marvel's been doing it for 10. And I mean, the reason for that is for a guy that's no longer part of Marvel, who kept intentionally saying, like, oh, no ladies, no, fuck that. No one will go by and see that stuff. And then he got fired, and he's no longer there.
Who was that?
I'm trying to remember his name, but I'll look. Isaac Pullmurder. Isaac Pullmurder.
Okay. I'd never heard that before.
He was a head honcho at Marvel because he just bought a shitload of stuff and kind of bought his way up to the top. And he's the reason why Black Widow had, like, no merchandise around Age of Ultron. And if you've ever heard the quote when they switched between, I'm going to sound so racist because I can't remember, when they went Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't remember the first guy's name. I feel so bad right now.
Terrence Howard.
So yeah, if you've ever heard the quote before, no one will know the difference. They're both black. It was Isaac Pullmurder that said that in regards to them going from,
right,
Terrence to Cheadle.
Yeah,
because they look identical.
Exactly. Look, he's an old racist, sexist shitbag, and he had a negative impact on Marvel for a bit, but he's gone.
Yeah, I think I had this discussion on Friday. Yeah. Buying out a theater to Ghostbusters with nobody sitting in the theater to support women. That message isn't.
Wait, that was a thing?
That was a thing.
That happened.
That helped why it did so well opening weekend a couple of years back. People were buying in Manhattan. People were buying out theaters just to show support for Ghostbusters, show support for females, and it's just like, where do you think that money's going? It's not like women see 4% of every ticket sale. That's going to execs at Sony. I don't know how many are female. But like that, the message is fine.
Take that and put it in a woman's shelter or something like that. Somewhere it really needs to go.
Donate that money to the Girl Scouts or something. The message is one thing. The method is another. I guess is what it comes down to. It's great that this stuff happens. And again, back to my original point. The problem is it's just art. It's it's just movies. It's just entertainment, and there's these two loud voices. And regardless of the quality of the film, it's just gonna. Oh, it was good because stupid social message here. It was bad because super social. Yeah, stupid. Yeah,
super
what I mean?
Social message.
You also argue that stuff like this makes Captain Marvel the comic book nerd world SJW version of like the Trump prophecy or Death of a Nation and shit like that, where you're just like playing on people's base emotions, their base desires, their base political views to get them into the theater, and then you just pander to that. And then so that they then walk out of Death of a Nation and be like, oh, that's a good movie, and they walk out of or they walk out of Captain Marvel and be like, oh, that's a good movie because it's pro lady. I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying there's an argument to be made or a discussion to be had about that. Just because I think that's an interesting thought line. I'm not saying again it is, but
Black Klansman was a great movie. Directed, written by a black guy, starred black people, had a great message.
Is he black?
Who?
The guy who made the movie. Spike Lee. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name because it ruined the joke. I was trying to say Spike Lee black, but I couldn't remember his name. It's okay.
Wait, where was the joke going? Is my question.
No, that was literally just a joke. Yeah, Spike Lee black, but I couldn't remember his name, so it was ruined.
Yeah. So great movie. Has all the social check marks you want to, and the message is relevant today. Like, why can't we just go see that? I don't like have it be the quality first and not the. Hey Peter, how you doing?
How's it going?
I know, Peter, you're awful quiet.
And actually, you know what? Again, Black Klansman
he's like gone.
An example of this. They changed the movie and the intentions of characters and the reasons things happened in order to paint an even stronger SJW message. By the way, I'm a total SJW, so as I'm saying that, I'm not trying to be derogatory. I'm just trying to use shorthand. So it's entirely arguable then that if we are saying that it's possible for there to be the SJW equivalents of Death of a Nation, you can even argue that Black Klansman falls in that category too, because again, it's just pandering to that belief.
Right, and I don't consider myself one political party or the other. I just think the mouthy ones.
I'm a Cthulhuist. I vote Cthulhu every election. Whenever the bills are passed, I don't say yay or nay. I write Cthulhu. It's just Cthulhu, just all day, every day.
Yeah, it's just both sides, both extreme sides are a little ridiculous. Yeah. And when it bleeds out into entertainment, it's really unfortunate. And as a diehard Star Wars kid, like it annoys me to no end that shit is hovering over some really good movies. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's just go to the movies and enjoy the entertainment. Jeez.
Yeah. And be good first, and then
we're losing that though because they want to shoot these messages out. Everything's got an agenda, and so it's getting to me, man.
Listen,
even the original Star Wars movies had political things going on in them. Like the whole the Nazi iconography isn't just because it looks cool. It's because like we were only like 30 years out from the war, and that stuff was still carried a lot of weight with audiences. And it was shorthand in order to communicate certain things and certain beliefs in order to apply certain aspects to the Empire without having to say it.
Right.
And that's political.
Sure.
They didn't cram it down our throat, though, right? They let the audience members be.
Yeah, subtlety's nice. It is.
Yeah. You guys are smart enough to probably get the subtext of what we're doing here. But they didn't have one person come out and say, "Yeah, you Nazi." You know what I mean? And that's what seems to be going on with all these big movies. But
so
the Huck stuff is a little over the top. That's true.
Death of a Nation, which is a movie that's primarily singing the song of the right wing and Trump supporters, is terrible. Is a terrible movie. With
did you end up watching it? Did you end up see it?
Parts of it. I didn't. Parts.
My pain.
Again, on the flip side, the hate you give, terrible. It's so heavy-handed, and it's just like, guys, but both ends of the argument here, like you're being ridiculous. Like, just it's art. Make the art quality first, and then.
For the record, you're hurting my soul calling Dinesh D'Souza art, just like, or even like using it in the same sentence. But like,
Alien.
It's bad art, but hey.
Alien. The subtext in Alien is about sex. It's just laced with sex. Alien, but on top of it all, it's a really good sci-fi.
Hell yeah.
So, Peter, what are your thoughts on?
I would say the subtext of Aliens is rape, not sex.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't have to say it. Thank you, Peter.
It's not actually sex, because sex is a consensual thing. It's much more about rape.
Well, how about all the imagery is all vaginas and penises?
It is, but
penises with vaginas and vaginas.
Having a thing shove its thing down your throat and like clasp onto your face and stuff. That's more rape.
Listen, you're talking about my wet dream come true right now. Sorry, trying to make light.
Yeah, no, good. So, I don't know, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Just.
You want my 2 cents on the whole thing?
Hey, trademark.
Here you go.
I'm suing you.
My 4 cents in beards. Pairs. I think Brie Larson probably means well. I think she probably misspoke using 1 or 2 words in the wrong order, or like even just said, "Hey, I would like this," but use something that, like, if you say, "Hey, listen, I'd really like to see a wide, diverse group of reviewers review my movie, and I'd like to talk to a bunch of different reviewers," compared to, "I don't want to see any 40-year-old white men at my thing." Like, I don't know if she used those words exactly. That's what people have told me. I don't know. I didn't read a quote. I didn't read it. I think if she would have just said
all over the internet,
the other, you wouldn't have anyone complaining. I think her heart's probably in the right place. I think like, diversity is not a bad thing. I'm all for diversity.
Right.
So are people blowing things out of proportion? Yes. Does the movie look phenomenal? No, I don't think it does.
No.
I think the movie looks...
She punches an old lady in the face. Best movie ever.
I think it looks mediocre. Looks mediocre. I'm not saying it is mediocre. I haven't seen it. I'll be seeing it on Friday morning probably. It doesn't look amazing. Now, saying that, there's been a couple Marvel movies that don't look amazing. And some have come off being really good, and some have been exactly what I thought they were. Thor 2.
Yeah, and if it sucks, I'll call it out. Like, I love Wonder Woman, but goddamn, is that third act horse shit.
Yes.
The first act's a little boring too.
I like the first act.
The first act it's slow, but it's fine. But like, it doesn't completely, like, the third act of Wonder Woman completely undercuts the message of the entire movie. It's so sloppy. Like,
to do what I normally do and call it a much bigger YouTuber. There's a guy named Nando V Movies that rewrites the third act of Wonder Woman. And he completely changes what Ares is and what the villain is and stuff. And like, it would have been a much better film if they followed kind of what he was thinking. But
my rewrite for Wonder Woman, Ares isn't in it.
Oh, Ares is in it, but Ares...
No, not at all. He's not there. It's all just humans being just shitbags.
Well, no,
and Wonder Woman has to learn that the hard way.
if you watch it, that's where he goes. So Ares shows up, and literally Diana's about to fight him, and he's like, "What are you doing? I didn't do this. It's not me. I haven't made them do this. They're doing this themselves." And he's like, "I have no power to make them do this. This is 100% on them." And so she doesn't end up fighting him. Like, he literally just walks away going, "Not me, sorry." And it's like,
I mean, that's cool, but still, no, not even there. I want her to just like, just a silent moment as she looks out and realizes we all did this to ourselves. Like, anyway, that's just me though. I'm a dark asshole. Mando's good though. I like his stuff.
So yeah, it's, I don't know. The movie itself, like I said, it doesn't look amazing.
Right. And that's what's troubling me.
And I think it should, if it's not amazing, I think people should be able to say that without being told. Like, I think I, as a 44-year-old white dude from Canada, should be able to say that movie was mediocre, if that movie was mediocre, without people saying, you're saying that because you're a 44-year-old white dude from Canada.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I think my opinion should count just as much if I was Asian living in Long Beach, or a woman living in Seattle. I think if a movie comes off as being one thing, no, if you think it's the best movie you've ever seen, that's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion. But, again, you should. We were talking about this earlier. People would tell me that's the best movie I've ever seen, and I was like, really? You need to see more movies.
And again, I can relate. As somebody who's spoken and not meant, not had the word, I say cunt more than probably anybody I speak to, but I don't mean it in the same fashion that everybody does. So I'm quite sympathetic to Brie Larson, and perhaps using the wrong verbiage, but the message was there. It's unfortunate that people cling to one thing and not the intent. Is where, like, again, I'm sympathetic to that, but again, it's at this point where it doesn't matter what the quality of the movie is. It's going to be, oh, you think this way because counter argument here, yeah. Right, and it's just like, come on, guys, it's just fucking good movie, bad movie, whatever.
There is a weird spot in the trailer I'd like to talk about for 2 seconds.
Before we go, let's talk about the trailer. Let's do it. Fuck yeah. Fuck politics.
Oh, John.
Thank you, Jeff. 44-year-old white male from Canada. Yeah, that's me. It's what I am. I'm not ashamed of that, but I'm like, I think I should.
He's sure to join us next week as four white guys talk about social justice.
Yes. Yep.
Also, just for the record, to John Kyle Stan, I demand another internet high five, sir.
Yes.
There's a scene in the trailer where Nick
She punches an old lady in the face.
Where Nick Fury is all like talking to a cat and being like, "Oh, look at you, you're so cute." Has any Nick Fury scene you've seen in any Nick Fury appearance made you think he would do this?
That seems a little odd. That
seems completely out of character to the Nick Fury that you've seen in every single scene.
I agree.
I've seen one thing of him that would make him look like that guy. That you'd be like, "Oh, I'm on a mission, but hold on, I gotta pet a cat," and be like, "Oh, I'll be back in a minute." Yeah.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was nice to see a human moment for him, but I could totally understand. I totally also understand that argument.
Really weird.
No, the first time I saw the trailer, I had the same thought. As I've seen it more and more, I've kind of been like, okay, it's this humanizing moment. But the first time I saw it,
motherfucker, oh kitty, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's motherfucker. Oh, motherfucking kitty. Oh,
yeah, that would have been good.
Like that would be amazing.
Which cat is yours? The one that says "bad motherfucker" on it.
Luke brings up a key point. This is Nick Fury 20 years before we know him in anything.
I know.
So maybe he develops this hard exterior.
Oh, that's true.
I don't.
Fucking Luke dropping some knowledge.
Both eyes.
I was thinking about that already, but I just don't.
Good point.
I don't there.
Luke wins the chat for the day, I think, sir. Bravo. Okay.
No, I'd already.
Maybe we should do that. That could end badly if we start saying who wins the chat for the day. Let's
think back
John
20 years.
wins the chat for the day. Come on, man. bearded old white guy from Canada.
I will say, I don't know why the fuck they're bringing back Ronan. I mean, I get it. He's a Kree, and he's the only memorable Kree character the MCU
Can you
has had.
speak in English for people that aren't nerds? What the fuck? Ronan Kree? What?
Okay. So they're bringing back the character from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Ronan the Accuser, who is
the flu dude?
Yeah,
Are they bringing him back, or it's a prequel?
So
technically, they're not bringing him back.
That's fair. But of all of the characters to
reinsert
back into the franchise, he's literally the worst villain. He's the least interesting. His entire character can be summed up with the voice that Lee Pace does to do it. And by the way, it's a great voice. But if Ronan wasn't talking like this, there'd be absolutely nothing interesting about him. He'd just be another guy that wants to blow up the world because, I guess, daddy issues. I don't know.
Well, you could say that about a lot of Marvel, though.
Exactly.
A lot of Marvel.
And he's the
Marvel. The one thing DC has over Marvel on most things is their villains are so much better.
And excess, too, yeah.
It's just like...
I mean...
Marvel...
I'll say X-Men. I like
Batman v Superman.
What, sorry?
Saying Lex Luthor from Batman.
No.
I'm
not saying the movies. I'm saying DC versus Marvel. Batman's villains are better than most of all of Marvel's villains. It's like
same thing with X-Men. X-Men has better villains.
Think of Iron Man's villains. Who are Iron Man's villains?
Me.
No one. Well, I mean, they're all just people in Iron Man suits. Oh God. That's not gonna be fun to edit.
No.
It's just like
you're roboting, Peter.
Sorry.
Can you hear us?
DC has more interesting villains. That's what I'm saying.
After all that,
you sound so upset. Like I had a good thing to say.
Sorry, sound like a broken cell phone for a minute there, Peter.
I'm sorry.
That's not your fault. Not your fault.
Ronan the Accuser. Sure, I guess bring him back. Why not?
Okay. Just to defend myself, Raiders A Cases, Poison Ivy, and Mr. Freeze. I'm talking about the comic book villains, not the lame Batman movie.
What ever said I live in Gotham City?
I'm talking about comics for a second. I'm not talking about theatrical runs. I'm talking about the base material.
And you guys with your
source material is what I'm talking about.
It is fun. It is an interesting set of different approaches that Marvel and DC has always had. Marvel wants to focus more on their heroes, while DC, not that they want to focus more on the villains, but they seem to focus more on what's the right word? Maybe the stories. Say again. What were you saying?
I said copying. I was trying to be a dick.
Man, it's I mean, there's that question.
Rushing to emulate Marvel.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to get super geeky on you right now and talk about how much Marvel's copied over DC over the years. But
listen. The only reason any of this is really kicked off is because of Christopher Nolan. Let's give credit where it's due.
Well, if we're going to go back that far, then is it going to be Sam Raimi with Spider-Man or Bryan Singer with
Bryan Singer
with X-Men, or Stephen Norrington with Blade for when he gets
Richard Donner? Hello.
Well, I mean, but that didn't kickstart the craze that we're in right now. What kickstarted the craze we're in was either Blade, X-Men, or Spider-Man.
Not Blade. It is not fucking Blade.
No, the 1, 2, 3 punch that started off the craze was Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man. I don't know if it was that in that order. I can never remember the order, but it was those 3 movies.
Speaking of Blade, isn't Blade in the works with Wesley Snipes again? And they're looking for an R-rated movie?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'd be down. Do you know you guys know the story of the guy that directed Blade, right? Stephen Norrington. He directed Blade, which like I said, kind of kickstarted things that we know it now. And then his next movie was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
And he retired because it was such a horrible experience. So he made a very influential comic book movie and one of the worst ever, and then he retired.
I like that movie. I do. It's bad in a lot of fun ways. I I've read the comic, and
yeah,
I know people talk about how much Alan Moore's like, this is not my movie. It kind of is. It's like, it's the base materials there. Yeah, a lot of the special effects and like a few story points are different, but it's the concept is pretty much the same.
I don't really know if you can compare the two hides, like the hide in the comic.
No. The hide in the comic's drastically different.
Yeah,
like that's where they went. We can go CGI and stuff, but a lot of the other stuff is pretty similar. It's just like, I don't know.
We don't need to get into all that. So the week that's coming up. Oh, I know we've already done that. It's just
Captain Marvel.
Captain, do we have a screen count on Captain Marvel?
I will
10,000 screens.
4,100 at last I looked.
Every screen available.
Very close.
is
42.
Okay.
Oh, Buena Vista.
Like they called me up and asked if they could use my TV.
Say again, Lindsay.
Buena Vista is the distribution. That's
no,
Disney. Yeah, but I know. But I thought the distributor for the Marvel stuff was. I mean, I guess it is Buena Vista, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Disney owns Buena Vista, and I guess I didn't realize that. I don't know. Never mind.
Ben Grimm in the comments, who obviously is a comic guy, mentions Adam Warlock. Will we see either that in Captain Marvel or Endgame? I don't know if we'd see it in Captain Marvel because it's the timeline.
I think they were saving him for Guardians 3, and Guardians 3 isn't really happening anymore, so we're probably actually not going to see Adam Warlock.
I don't think he'll be. I think that would be too left field for them to try and pull in. I agree.
Well, how about the other topic you got up here? CP Oscar Isaac for Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh, can we talk about that?
No. Dino brought it up just to tease you.
No. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Go ahead, run.
Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite video game series. I have not played the most recent one, Phantom Pain.
It's Oscar Isaac's too, but go ahead.
Okay. But I the first 4 Metal Gear games, as batshit stupid crazy up their own ass, what the fuck are you talking about? I love them to death, and I want to see a movie based on those stories, and I want the movies to be just as what the fuck up their own ass and love with themselves as the games are, and I want it, and I need it, and Oscar Isaac's as Snake would be so great. I just want to hear Oscar Isaac running around just going like, huh? Damn. That's half of Snake's dialogue. It's amazing. I want this. I want this so badly. And the guy who's directing it, Robert John or whatever, the guy that did Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, exactly. Also starring Brie Larson.
I love how also starring Samuel Jackson. Also starring Tom. Loki, Nick Fury, and Captain Marvel went a movie together already.
Oh, and if you count Fat Four Stick, Dr. Doom's in there too.
Jordan Vogt Roberts.
Jordan. Yeah, he's a soldier that dies, and he does the motion capture for Kong.
Jamie Bell?
No, not Jamie Bell. It's oh my God, what's his name? I'm blanking on it right now.
The guy who does Kong.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's like the.
Go ahead.
What? No. Who are you gonna say is the guy that does Kong?
Toby Kebbell.
Toby Kebbell, that's it. Toby Kebbell, yeah.
Sorry, I blanked. I went. All I could think of was the other guy. I'm like,
oh no, what? Not the original. No, from Fat Four Stick, the 2015 version.
Yeah.
I played Dr. Doom, and he was also in Warcraft and a bunch of other stuff. I like him.
I know who you're talking about. He's a decent actor.
So, Lindsay, you circled around. Does Oscar Isaac even really matter? I mean, I get it. You love the series. What does Oscar Isaac add to that character?
He does actually look like him decently, so that'd be cool. And I don't know, Oscar Isaac is someone at this point I'll watch him do anything.
He's a great actor.
He's blown me away with so much crap, and like he's not wearing 15 pounds of makeup like he was in X-Men. Cool, let's get him in a character that I like and see what he does in a franchise that's got potential. I'm down.
Haven't we learned from Tomb Raider that having a good actor in an action movie doesn't always translate well?
Oh, of course. And again, this is a video game movie we're talking about.
All right, twofold, right.
There's a 98% chance that the Metal Gear Solid movie will be unwatchable horseshit. But my love for the franchise and like the love that the franchise has for movies in general, like if you play the franchise, there's so many cute little nods and love letters to like things in film. And I just want it'll be horrible. I'll say it right now. It'll be horrible, but I want it. It's the bad thing I want.
Oh, be positive, Lindsey.
Again, I love the director. What's his name? Jordan Voight Roberts? Is that it?
Jean Voight. Or no,
it's one
Voight, Voight Roberts.
Yeah, Voight Roberts, yeah. And I loved Call Skunk Island. I'm down. Whatever happens, I'm down. And Oscar Isaac is a great choice. And I just want to see how weird it'll be. Because goddamn it, those games. Have you played them, Dino?
Mm-hmm. My son does, so yeah.
Oh, he does. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Dino's too old for the fucking you silly little childish game.
I don't know how those games work.
So I guess I should give a breakdown of the games because we talked about it so much. They're like a stealth action game. You're this character, Solid Snake, and your mission is always to sneak into a place, not get detected, and go around, save hostages, do over-the-top boss fights that are some of the best boss fights in the history of video games.
Avoid exclamation points over people's heads.
Exactly. Yes, this is that franchise. And the stories, they always start out relatively simple, but they just end up so in love with their own batshit and impossible to follow lore that even I, someone who spent years and years like religiously following the games for the release of 4, that was supposed to be the finale for the series, we watched 4, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And there's like just to give you a concept of how kind of game this is, there is an 1.5-hour long cutscene in the middle of Metal Gear Solid 4. Not at the beginning, not at the end, in the middle. And it's not skippable.
Go take a piss.
Exactly. Go watch a movie.
Right.
And come back.
Well, see, like my point was, why is the actress's name slipped my mind? Ex Machina, Tomb Raider.
Alicia Vikander.
Alicia Vikander. Great actress.
Michael Fassbender.
Tomb Raider was good.
Yum.
Just
Mahama.
doesn't have the draw power for Joe Sixpack.
Neither will Metal Gear Solid.
And if they cast, say, The Rock for Metal Gear Solid, do you think that would?
I don't need to see.
It's hard for The Rock to be stealthy.
Here.
Right. Yeah.
It's hard for The Rock to be a lot of things, but he keeps getting cast in these fucking action movies.
Actually, The Rock would be a great choice to play one of the villains from the first one, Something Raven, who's just this huge-ass motherfucker with a minigun with like a barrel on his back with like 6,000 rounds.
Lindsey, you are really excited about this Metal Gear shit, huh?
I haven't played the games in like 10 years, but when I was growing up, they were so informative for me. Like, it's incredible. Like, I got in a GameCube simply because they re-released the first game on the GameCube, and I wanted to play it with better graphics.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got a little something to talk about if we have time.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know about Steven Spielberg with Netflix?
No. Who's Steven?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit too.
Steven Spielberg is petitioning for the Academy to no longer allow streaming services to be considered for Oscars.
Bullshit.
So
a movie is a movie.
Oh, I agree with you. You know, I'm 100%.
Art is art.
But,
yeah, right. Go
but
ahead.
he is trying. Literally, it says Steven feels strongly about the difference. This is from Amblin Entertainment. Steven feels strongly about the differences between the streaming and theatrical situation. He'd be happy if the others will join him in his campaign when he comes up to the Academy Board of Governors meeting. He will see what happens.
He'd be happy.
He literally wants anything that's from a streaming service to not be considered for Oscar contention. He thinks it should go to the Emmys.
That's well and good, but Roma was released for 2 weeks in theaters. That's the minimum.
He's saying that's not enough. He thinks if it's from a streaming service, it should be more.
So big budget films are the only ones that can be qualified for Oscars then?
Yeah, total.
Yeah, because they can't afford to have their movie in theaters for regular runs.
Yeah,
I love Spielberg, 100%. But he's fucking off his head.
I'm not sure if Lindsey's got a different point of view or what's going on.
I just hate the fact that I have to make an old man yells at cloud reference in regards to Steven Spielberg.
Oh, like, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like that.
No. Hollywood, right? Like he was one of the freaking the what's it called? There's a freaking song where they talk about him and Kubrick as a joke.
The Renegades. The Spielbergs, the Kubricks.
Yeah. It's like
that one.
He was literally like he did things in Hollywood that no one had did before. He was groundbreaking, and now he's just like, I don't like this thing that's new that I don't understand that I'm not working in, so I don't want that in my Oscars.
It's unfortunate, but it is the natural progression of things, unfortunately.
So Luke in the chat says he wants wider releases for movies if they want to be considered for Oscars. Which is crap, because
I think any movie should be considered. If it's a piece of, if it's an artistic work that you've put together.
But Dino, the old stipulation used to be it must have a 2-week run in theaters. It must be, what is it, on at least 2 screens?
Yeah, I was going to say, because how many times have we seen in December?
Was that something in 1930 or 1940?
No, that's been the rule for the Oscars, and that's why Tommy Wiseau made sure The Room played for 2 weeks, because he wanted to qualify for Oscars.
I love Tommy Wiseau so much. Yeah, he's my spirit animal.
But no, it's so that's why you'll see a lot of movies that this is why it drives me nuts that Brian Lomax will put certain movies the year after coming out, because they'll release them 2 weeks at the end of December in a couple theaters, and then wide release it in January, and then in England they get it 2 months later, and then he goes, well, it's this year's movie, and I'm like, but it came out last year. It qualifies for last year's Oscars.
So did Steven Spielberg, one of his friends, get snubbed and he's throwing a hissy fit?
Right. Yeah. So that's it.
I'm not sure, Dino. That's an interesting question.
My friend didn't get nothing.
Who got snubbed? That's a friend of.
But the problem is, I could see if what didn't get put on screens that was on Netflix. If Fahrenheit 451 was nominated for Best Picture, that was an HBO movie. I can see what he's saying. But Roma, they went the route that has been tradition for 90 years now. So, dude, it sucks. I get it. What, Lindsey?
Oh, Ready Player One came out this year.
Oh yeah.
That's why that's why Spielberg's not heard about Roma.
It was nominated
for Best Picture.
I mean, I'm not saying it deserved to be nominated, but maybe he wanted it up for Best Picture.
Right.
Hey, it's not the
better movie.
I agree, and I mean, he just was up for Best Picture last year with The Post, a movie that he made entirely during the post-production of Ready Player One.
So that movie took a spot for maybe more of his movies to slip in there somewhere. I don't know.
So I just don't. I think it's interesting because it's streaming services. I get it. They're making I watched. I don't know if you guys have watched The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
No, I need to watch it.
Which is a Coen Brothers film that Netflix paid for and is available on Netflix. It's interesting.
Did not release in theaters.
Did not release in theaters.
Did not. No.
It's if you don't know, it's not a straightforward movie. It's 4 tales or 5 tales each little vignettes of 25 minutes of short stories basically, and they all have a theme kind of running through them.
Buster Scruggs had an Oscar nominee. I mean, I think for song or something like that. So
did it?
I think so. Yeah, I think his name was somewhere.
All right, so I'll side with Spielberg on this one then, because if it's for theaters, then Buster Scruggs shouldn't have been. You know what?
Shouldn't have been nominated.
But this whole this whole wider
Roma
release
definitely should have been nominated because they made sure that it got in theaters.
Right.
Yeah. Even if it was a limited release, even if it was just for 2 weeks in 5 theaters or whatever you want to do, if that's the criteria, if you're playing by the rules, why the heck is he complaining about this?
Well, plus,
I agree. As long as it's got the 2-week thing, it's cool. And again, old man yells at cloud.
And if you go by his dumb logic, then this what you were talking about earlier, Peter, the soft release in December only to get wide into January. All right, so they're going to have to go full bore in December now, and December's just going to be packed with bullshit if they're going to go full wide on these movies.
Yeah, because if you're gonna change the rules, you got to change it for everything too. Yeah. Luke said Scruggs was up for a screenplay too.
So
there you go. Okay.
In that instance, I agree with Spielberg.
Did Scruggs not get any theatrical release? Are we sure on that? Did it not get just two theaters crap that they might have done that, or?
I don't think it did.
Lindsey, you have that
I'll look it up.
Computer machine in front of you.
Yeah.
And actually, while I'm looking that up, Ben Grimm, who might be my new favorite commenter, who actually won the comment of the day, and as I'm the one who brought this up and said someone else won it and said we shouldn't do this, but Ben Grimm is asking me who should play Revolver Ocelot in the Metal Gear Solid movie.
Oh fuck! I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
Of the day, because that doesn't mean anything to me.
So context: imagine in like today, like a military shooter game today with a stealth
Lindsey,
thing.
You're supposed to be doing homework right now and looking up the fucking Buster Scruggs.
Okay, so just imagine a cowboy. And so obviously my choice is oh god, I'm forgetting his name right now. The Marlboro Man. He was in A Star Is Born.
Rami Malek.
Yeah, sure, cool.
He's not even listening.
No, I heard you. You said Rami Malek. No, what's his name? You guys know mustache guy. What's his name?
Yeah, he was in Mask. I forgot his name.
Buster Scruggs. Did it get a theatrical release?
Mm-hmm.
You mean Chris Christopherson?
Oh, from The Big Lebowski.
I know who you're talking about, the guy with the mustache. He's got a real...
John Hurt.
That's Chris
Sam Elliott. Thank you.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Damn this delay.
I wanted it to be
it.
Sam Elliott to play the most backstabby character in the Western canon, who renders. And I'm still looking it up, by the way. I just can't find anything definitive. Like the reason why the Metal Gear Solid lore is so impossible to comprehend is because this character, Revolver Ocelot, betrays someone every 5 minutes in Sam Elliott for the win. And that's I'm looking. I can't find anything. I can't find a box. I can't find a box office mojo. I'm not seeing anything in the Wikipedia page. Give me a minute here. I'm looking.
Then it probably didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll side with Spielberg on that.
Like, I'll side with Spielberg on that, but I will not like Roma. They put it in theaters and then they put $20 million in the campaign.
Okay, no, it did. It did. It made $6,600.
Well, then,
66.
yeah. Listen, it qualifies. If it's in 2 weeks and whatever, then tough luck. You can't complain with that crap.
Oh, the theaters were showing the film for 8 days before Netflix started streaming it, so it even started in theaters. So suck it, Spielberg. It does qualify.
Yep, and got
now I'm never going to work with Steven Spielberg on anything.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. So
it is interesting. Okay. I mean, it's a little strange coming from him of all people. First it was digital, then he goes and shoots Ready Player One, which was.
I mean, you're a pioneer until things move beyond you, and then suddenly you're the person being left behind, and it's scary. It's natural in a way.
Yeah, he needs to talk to somebody about that. That's all.
I mean, it's not necessarily even like it's something like that. It's just
you should talk to Brie Larson about it. It'd be fun.
Well, I think they need to change that overall. Anyways, I mean, I think as big as Netflix, Amazon is becoming, that movies are movies. I mean, if it's a movie, it should be considered. I mean, none of this theatrical release shit. I mean, come on.
I got one question for you guys. Without looking anything up, Lindsey. As I was typing in Steven Spielberg to get the thing for that, it said his net worth.
Oh.
Do you guys want to guess his net worth?
$8 billion.
8 billion?
2.3 billion.
2.3 billion.
I'd say
8 billion?
60 million.
60 million. And what is your answer, CP?
He said
1.6 billion.
1.6 billion.
8 billion.
3.7 billion.
See, I was closer. Shit.
I know. Said 8. I'm like,
no, I said 2 point. Yeah.
Yeah, you said 2 point.
The first thing that came to my head was, well, Lucas sold Lucasfilm for $4 billion. So shit.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be in the billions, but then I'm like, no, that's too obvious. It's got to be like a random couple dozen million because it's surprising because it's so low. But okay, yeah.
$1 billion you guys worth.
Wow.
That's insane.
Good for him. Shut his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. So here you go, Spielberg. We got the solution.
Go home and enjoy your
go
swimming
ahead
pool.
and take $1 million and start, distributing films, and you don't have to worry about things anymore.
He can buy Netflix, Amazon, and all the
I was going to
Hulu
say, how
and
much
shut
is
him down.
Netflix worth?
Yeah. I'll buy you and shut you down.
Yeah, like
a lot.
Like the industry is just constantly evolving. Like I'm sure there was a fucking hissy fit when VCRs came out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Forbes has Netflix listed at $3.7 billion.
Hey,
look at that!
Wow.
Netflix is worth one Spielberg.
Spielberg should just spend all his money, buy Netflix, and then do what he wants with it.
That's funny.
You're like, no more Oscar movies for us.
Mm.
Yeah, I just think that it's just a part of the evolution of cinema. People watch movies on their phones, as sacrilegious that is, but it just happens. People probably made a hissy fit about VCRs and VHS tapes and being able to watch it at home and all this, but
it's gonna kill the theater.
Dude, just if you're making your money, what the fuck?
People are starting to use the YouTube platform for that kind of stuff. So I mean, things are changing. It's like, come on.
Somebody
asked my question: how long until someone makes like YouTube or whatever and completely puts YouTube out of business because instead of focusing on advertisers, they focus on the content creators?
I'm waiting.
I mean, honestly, like you need as long as you have the startup money, you could put YouTube out of business so easy. If you just need the money to start up. I mean, you need the money. If you don't have the money to start, like the servers and all that, yeah,
$3.7 billion.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Spielberg, we
start your tube.
Screw Roma. Just start a thing.
Everybody tries, and I remember Dennis swearing by a website, VidMe, for the longest time. And I'm just like, yeah, listen, it'll be neat if it happens, but it ain't gonna happen.
It's not around yet. Something will come.
I think it came and went.
Is it does a lot of illegal uploads of stuff, doesn't it?
Oh, does it?
I
I don't know. It's just.
They're much more lenient on like copyrights and stuff like that. But
they're a bunch of uncles.
I think anything that might take over YouTube isn't around yet. So.
It would have to be something that's got the legit thing, so it monitors stuff, so you don't get the illegal stuff up there. But it also has the money to have the server space to have the same operating capacity as YouTube does. And then you need to advertise it, and then you need to start. Actually, all you would need to do is just poach like PewDiePie.
Well, the closest thing that's come to it so far is Facebook. Facebook has got their own series and stuff like that, so they're trying. Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna. Yeah.
I just feel so grateful when YouTube Red advertises their television shows. that they're taking the ad revenue from channels like any one of us, and they're putting it into making their own content. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. You're welcome, YouTube. I'm happy to help.
Yeah.
However, one penny at a time. You go ahead and take and do your own shit.
Here's the nice thing. Kevin Smith once said in, I believe, Clerks 2, with no power comes no responsibility. So every time I get copyright striked and stuff, I just laugh because go ahead, I got nothing. Take everything. Take every dollar. Oh, wait a minute. I don't make anything.
I am a little sad that one of my videos I can't make any money. Not that my channel can make money, but my It Follows video is about to become my highest watched video. It's like 300 views away from that or something. Wow. There's like 4 different copyright claims on it or something. I've fought them a couple times, but they just keep coming back. Also, fun fact: if you actually if you look up It Follows on YouTube's search engine, my videos I think in the top 10. Oh no, YouTube cinematography. That's what it is. If you look up It Follows cinematography. I'm one of the first things that pop up.
That's what I'm going to search next time.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm going to have to watch it. I haven't watched that one, Lindsey.
So this staying under an hour thing so far, just not.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
Not happening.
When did we even start with the delayed beginning?
9:30.
Yeah.
Wow. 4th. I'm 4th. I just searched right now. I'm 4th.
Congratulations.
We've officially hit the wall here.
Okay, sure.
That's 4-hour shows, I think.
So last week, How to Train Dragon 3 was in first. Every last one of us had that in first. Medea's Funeral came in second. Peter, Lindsey, and Dino had that. I was stupid. Alita Battle Angel was in third. Dino is the only person who had that. Lego Movie 2 was in fourth. That was Dino and I who picked Lego Movie 2 in fourth. And getting out by a cunt here was Fighting with My Family in fifth. And I was the only person who had that.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So,
congrats.
Without further ado, this week upcoming.
What are the point totals?
Peter has 11.32 in first, obviously. I am in second with 6.83. Dino is in third with 5.99. Lindsey's... All right, take it easy. And Lindsey's in fourth with 3.82.
Okay. Wait, how far behind Dino am I?
Oh, a lot. Oh, okay. 2.17.
Okay.
So gamble a bit this week.
You're almost a full 8 points behind Peter.
Well, I'm going to make up for that this week.
Yep.
I hope so. All right, Peter.
All right, I'm going on a real limb here and clicking Captain Marvel for number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You coward.
I know. I'm going to pick Medea's whatever it is for number 2.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon for number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
mm-hmm.
Lego Movie for number 4. And Alita for number 5. Whatever. I don't know.
Whatever.
Lego Alita. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I've been saying for weeks.
Sorry, that was my dog.
I will say Captain in first.
I'm saying not Shazam is Captain, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say Medea's in second.
I don't think there's a struggle here. But,
I will say Dragon is in third.
There you go.
However, I will say Alita in fourth. And
what just happened?
I don't know.
And I guess Lego in fifth.
Well, good for you.
Go ahead, Dino.
And that creamsicle outfit you got there.
Listen, I'm trying to get
waving down. Okay, number 1, Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, How to Train Your Dragon.
Ooh.
Number 3, Medea. Medea. 4 is Lego. And 5, Alita.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Okay. I'm going with Metal Gear Solid in 1. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty in 2. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater in 3. Okay, no. Yeah, not Shazam in 1.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Kitty Dragon. How to Train Your Cat in 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're cats, let's be honest here.
How to Train Your Cat to Poo. What?
Yeah, I guess I'm just copying Dino this week. Okay, so then Medea in third.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lego Alita.
Oh, man. Look what happens. One major movie comes out and we're all just kind of doing the same shit.
Well.
All right, so everybody thinks Captain Marvel is going to come in first. Guys, good luck to losing that point because we're all wrong.
That would be crazy.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I would be glad to lose that point.
It would be appointment television
not even
for next week. There's a split for second with Dragon and Medea. There's a split for third with Dragon and Medea. 3 of you have Lego in fourth, and 3 of you have Alita in fifth.
Sounds
Peter,
good.
I see your lips moving, but you're not audible.
Sorry. Am I? What was number 4 and 5 for mine?
Lego Alita.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought it was. All right.
Yep, I'm the moron.
No, you're probably right, actually.
Moron?
Yeah, could happen.
That's Le Moron.
If I am right, that's pretty fucking sexy. That's a whole 2 points.
Yep.
Peter. Oh, wait, I'm going out of order. Don't answer. Dino, this is it. This is the last time for practice, boys. Dino, what do you got coming up on your?
Oh, are we doing numbers for Captain America or Marvel?
Oh, right. What are we doing?
Jeepers Creepers.
That would have been terrible.
I know. Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I gotta get that one.
Yep. All right, Peter. What number do you got Captain Marvel at?
Okay, so I was listening to your thing, and apparently it's at 80 for some people.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, and it was supposed to be 180, and now it's to 80.
Oh,
and now
boy.
you're frozen. Hold that thought, Peter. Don't talk.
He's actually fucking with us right now. He's not actually frozen.
He's just holding his face like, I'm constipated about this.
Oh. Isn't it funny?
I'm constipated about this.
What
a second to click. That's
what a time to cut out.
Yeah, so to what Peter was referring, the early projections were 160 to 180, 160 to 180 million. And they've slowly descended.
Came down to 140.
Yeah. And lately it's been 80 on the low end, 100 on the high end.
Sorry, apparently I got kicked out. I have no clue what happened.
You gave us constipated face for a good 15
the record,
seconds.
it's a good look on you.
It's been happening the whole night. I'm not sure what's up. But anyway.
All right. 110. I don't know.
110. Shit, I don't like being in second.
Wow, are you going to pick 110?
No, I don't know to go above you or below you.
Don't go below.
Depends what you like, brother.
Listen, I'll blow whoever I want.
Just don't blow
that's
me.
Peanut gallery over there. Fuck.
Who?
You know what? I'll say.
You're gonna say 1, aren't you?
116.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
So I have to be less than 113.
112.99 is all yours. 112.99 and below is yours, Peter. Dino.
120.
What the fuck?
Yep. Exactly.
Huh. Well, I'm in a tight spot there, huh? 113 to 117, 118 is my. Go ahead, Lindsey. You and your. Are you doing homework while we're doing this? No one's doing homework, except Peter listening to me apparently.
Yeah, I watched your video, man.
Give me the numbers one more time.
From us.
Yes.
110, 116, 120.
$1.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
I was gonna say, you know how that works, then, right?
That's good.
125.
Wow.
Oh,
so
Lord.
Peter's on the low end. What
I'm
the
on
fuck?
the low end. Wow. I thought I was gonna be on.
We
the high
are
end.
so close. Holy shit.
So 110, 116, 120, 125. Is that right?
So yeah, Peter, any sort of failure, you win.
Yeah.
You go up to 113 to 118 is my
Lindsey,
sweet spot.
what did Ant-Man make its opening weekend?
58.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
58.
58. Wow.
And that was June, I think, too.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. July 6th, suck it.
Excuse me, July.
And its opening was 75. Double sucking.
Yeah, just staggering number.
I'm just saying you're wrong on both counts. So triple sucking.
So Dino, 118 to 122 and a half, 122.49 is where he's looking.
Damn.
And then 122.5 up is all Lindsey. Really tight in the middle there.
Good
really
for you,
tight.
Lindsey. And Peter. Anything below that.
I don't think it's going to be either of us, Dino. It's going to be one or the other, I think. If it makes like 178, I'll be like, yeah, probably. Yeah, sounds about right. And if it does like 82, like
when you said 80, I'm like, freaking Venom made 80
in October.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
CP,
All right, so
really?
In the chat, they put some numbers down. Sandra says 90. Ben Grimm 104. Wolfkratz
they're going less than me.
Yeah. 115 and 99 complaints on YouTube. Only 99, huh? That's underestimating.
Raiders 99, a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Raiders 8K says 120 million and $1.
Felix. I like him.
Felix.
John Kyle Stanton says 80 million.
Wow.
Okay.
So Venom money. Wow.
I'm telling you, like, it's one of those things that nothing will surprise me unless it's like below 50. Then I'm like, well, what the fuck happened?
See, I think there's going to be a lot of people, like there'll be a section of people who are like, we have to support this movie, right? There'll be a bunch of people who are like, wow, it's a Marvel movie, so I'll go see it. And then there's going to be a bunch of people who, like me, like I'm going to see it, but they're going to kind of be like, it looks okay, but I'm going to wait till I hear back from, like what it is before I go plunk, like, the second weekend I'll go see it once I've heard a bit about it. So,
I think second weekend will be really interesting one way or another. It'll either fall off a cliff or hold.
I think it'll
So now
fall,
I heard you talking before, like they were gonna, like I swear I heard you say there was only like 4 weeks till Endgame after this, but it's like more than a month and a half.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the 26th of April.
Of April?
Yeah.
It's really that far.
I swear you said it was like 4 weeks difference, and I was like, and so I thought that, and then I looked it up, and it's like April 26th is when Endgame comes out.
Was I maybe talking about the difference between Black Panther and Captain Marvel's release date?
No.
When did Captain Marvel get released in February last year?
I can't remember.
Black Panther was released right around Valentine's Day.
Was that 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe, but I thought you said something about there being 4 weeks between this and 4 weeks, and I don't know, but I could be wrong.
What I thought was interesting was it's closer to Avengers than Black Panther was last year.
February 16th.
Yeah.
All right, so half a month. 3 weeks, maybe half a month. Black Panther, Avengers had a similar release date last year, right?
Yeah.
Late April. So yeah, it's troubling to me that they're even closer to it with Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just going bonkers. $1 Canadian, $1 peso, 1 million rials. I don't even know what the fuck that is. And 1,000 Canadian loonies.
There you go.
That's a single dollar. So. Not like a loony is a single dollar. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. So that'd be $1,000.
They're tiny. They're toony. They're 1,000 little loonies.
Yep. Canadian loonies. We also have a $2 thing.
Love
called
that show.
Toonie.
Oh, the Toonie. Yeah, no, the Tiny Toons was the best.
Oh,
Tiny Toons was great.
Dino.
Yes.
Channel.
The Late Horror Show. I will be live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. doing Child's Play 2 commentary.
Which, by the way, your thumbnail is Child's Play 2.
Yeah, Child's Play 2.
Yeah, that's what he said.
There's a Child's Play. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
CP heard Brie Larson too much tonight. His brain's all...
He needs to run to the bathroom after this. Leave me alone!
Lindsey.
Oh, I'm next. That's right. I'm Lindsey. My channel is My 2 Cents of Nonsense. And by the way, I got 2 new subscribers during this show. Thank you very much, guys. I love you all.
Excellent.
Yeah. I hope you guys like my content. Welcome to the show.
Now make some.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do a not Shazam video. How can I not? Like,
not Shazam, sure.
Not Shazam. That's what I'm gonna call it too. Not Shazam, a review.
You need to put up an on the set video. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Some BTS shit.
I put some up on Instagram, but where I thought it meant
big tiny scrotum.
Black the sky. I don't know.
Oh God.
But yeah, no, and I'll be editing this into a podcast form to get up onto various podcast listing things, iTunes and Podbean, I believe. Dino, am I correct?
Yes,
and
you can
Google
find them
Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
And Google Podcasts. The trifecta.
So if you want to just listen to us at night, you can go to iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Podbean, and listen to us. Yeah, subscribe.
If you want a little Lindsey goodnight ASMR, I got you covered here. Just tuck right in, guys. Get in the sheets, nestle up with that pillow, and enjoy your evening. All right.
So hopefully, even though we're coming up on 2 hours, hopefully we're going to be a lot tighter for podcasts of the future. So this sloppy mess should be the last time, but
we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully for you listening, it won't be as meandering. But yeah, we're trying. This is supposed to be the last time we're in practice round. Peter.
Hi. I'm Peter from various bearded channels. So I have Bearded Movie Guy, where I have a movie quiz up with sound clips from movies, and I also have a thing called The Daily Beard, which is every day I do a 5-minute vlog about whatever I feel like talking about at the given moment.
Wolfcrat says, "Yeah, right." Yeah, I don't think we're going to be under an hour anytime soon. We're shooting for.
Oh, I thought you were saying I wasn't doing a 5-minute vlog. I'm like, no. Seriously, I've done 2 months worth.
Yeah, right, Peter. Where's the proof? On my channel.
Yeah.
And my one video that I'm going to plug right now, sorry, is
Patrick Willems.
It still barely has any views. It's one from last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago where it's I do a song called "You Can Quote on Me." It's a very funny song. Go check it out.
Using movie quotes.
Yeah, music quotes. Movie quotes. Movie quotes.
Is that a multiple of moose?
Yes.
And Luke says, "Yeah, my marathon will be under 4 hours." We're trying. Look at it. So next week we'll be talking about the weekend that was, which should be surprising to some degree, or not. And the week that's upcoming is actually a movie that I want to see. I don't know. There's 2 wide releases, but Captive State I think comes out on the 15th, and the more I'm seeing stuff for that, the more I'm intrigued. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. And I'm sure
a little bit of that. It does look interesting.
Yeah. It's March. I mean,
exactly.
Fucking Greta, just rinse and repeat. Bye with that movie.
If it's fuck you, it's January. It's up yours, it's March. Like.
Yeah. That should have been fuck you, it's January. Greta definitely should have been in January. But yeah, at least 2 of us will be able to talk about Captain Marvel and our thoughts and who else knows? Maybe 3, maybe 4. Do you know? Maybe 4 of us.
Maybe this weekend.
For all that love that you spread towards Brie Larson this weekend. If I told you she was topless in the movie, would you go see it?
Sure.
Wow.
And that'll do it. Cut us off there, Dino.